think it looks nice. Now the grade center. The grade center is interesting thing. I think it's important. But before I do that, do you have an assessment strategy, Dima, that you can share with me? Saying I'm teaching this course. The course has a quiz, 30%, has midterm, whatever, has assignment, so we can use that one to make the grade center there. So how we do the grade center? You go down here in your course. Let me zoom in. When you come down in this area, you will continue. You will find something called grade center. Grade center. Now, if you give an assignment to your student and they need to submit it and they submit it, if you click on needs grade, you will find this assignment coming on top, and then you can start grading your student to do. Of course, you can do quizzes, multiple choice, all those things will be graded automatic. So if you have also an assignment that is done outside Blackboard, you can also take the grade and add it to Blackboard. And that's what I'm going to show you now. So if you click on full grade center, you will get something maybe like this, maybe more than this. Mine was not really clean. I just tried to clean it. Because this is not really a course. I'm playing with it and adding so many things. So you have here the student name, ID, first name, last name, lots of information you can have here. Then comes here the assignments and things you have. By default, there is something called weighted total. This basically adds the total of the different components you do there in the course. Now,
I just sent it on the chat if you need it.
Thank you. Thank you. So Dr. Dima has, where is it? Here is it. Okay. So this is the grade assessment strategy of her course. I think click on it. So the course has an assignment. There are 3 assignments related to the course topic. The total of the 3 assignments is 20%. There is a midterm, multiple choice and true and false, that 10%. There is a final exam, which MCQ and true and false is 30%. There is final project, 25%, and there is in-class activities, 10%. Okay, how we can build this one in the grade center? So everything will be calculated automatic. Now let's look at this. Some of it can be done through Blackboard in terms. This assignment we can build it inside Blackboard and we'll build it quickly. The midterm we can build it also in Blackboard as well. Final we can build in the Blackboard. The project we can make it an assignment also in Blackboard. In class activity we can have it something done outside, but the grade is entered in Blackboard. Then we add the total of all this. Okay, so let's do first the assignment. So we have 3 assignments we need to create, and I'm assuming this course is Dr. Dima course. So let's go there. I need to create the assignment. First, where the assignment should appear, I select a place. Usually you should create an area called assessment. Yeah, you create an area called assessment. Why? Because the student will know. I think I have already one. This is the one. I have one. So always the student will know if they're looking for any assessment, they will go and find it in that area. So this is a good practice. You call it like that. Now let's create the assignment. How we can create the assignment? If you go to assessment, there is assignment, and there is Turnitin assignment. Now, if the assignment is a written thing that you want him to write an essay or write a report about certain thing, and you want to make sure it is authentic and it's not copied from somewhere else, use Turnitin assignment. And we'll do this one quickly. Turnitin is very simple to use. So I'll go for Turnitin now. It will take a little bit to load. Okay. Now the Turnitin, there are two. One is paper assignment and there is paper mark assignment. You can see the difference between the two. If you just go for this one, so we'll say next, and it just will take a little bit to load. At the beginning it takes. The good thing, this will check for you if student did copy from another student or copied from the internet or from somewhere else. So now you come here and you call it assignment 1, and then it has how many points? We said 3 assignments you have. The 3 assignments, what is the, yeah, you have 3 assignment, total is 20. Yeah, the first assignment, how much weight you want to give? 10. Yeah, assume this is assignment 1 is 10. It can be anything. It can be 50 points, but later we can recalculate it using weighted average and make it 10. Yeah, it can be 100. You can make every assignment is out of 100, but then that 100 you convert it to 10 if you want. But the simplest way, keep it 10, so you don't have to do anything. Now, when the assignment will be available for the student, we can start submitting. You can make it from today is available or tomorrow. Student can start submitting if you think this is right, or maybe it should be from some other time. When the last date to submit, this is the last date to submit, and when you can post it on to the student, and that these things you can play with it. Now there's so many options here. If you click here, you can add more instruction to the student here, saying do this, do that, read this, read that, and some information they need to do, maybe the format, the way they need to do it. There are some setup here related to checking student if they are plagiarizing any content. One of it allows submission after the due date. Will you allow it after due date? If you say yes, you will get an indication the student has submitted out of the day after the due date, which maybe is a safer way to do it. And the student will know he or she has submitted late. You're looking at similarity between student, that will be good to have it, yes. And so many other things you can look at them, but if you keep it the default as it is, you will be okay. Now the good thing, again, this assignment now is created. We called it assignment 1. Click OK. So there is an assignment being created. Now if I go to the grade center, I'll find this assignment in the grade center, automatic. But let me build another assignment. Assume this is a normal assignment, not Turnitin, because they will do something that doesn't have any thing. Okay, I say assignment 2, yeah, and then you can also assign. So the normal assignment again has a due date when it should be submitted. So we can say this will be submitted by the 9th or by 14th. The good thing, all these things you add, it will be added to the student calendar. The student will know this is when they need to submit it. How many points they can get? They will get 10 points for this one. Now, if you have a rubric, and the rubric is very good things to help you grading. Grading is very easy of a written assignment, but we need to spend more time looking at it. I'm sure you have a rubric, most of you have a rubric, but you can create a new rubric or select existing. You don't have, you will grade it normally. There's some submission details, how many attempts you give the student. It's only single attempt here. You can give him a multiple attempt to do. He submitted, he found something wrong, and then submitted again. Is it individual submission or group? Keep it individual. By all these things, you will figure it out yourself. And this is when it will start appearing on the screen for the student. And you can see it will appear from second at this time, and it will disappear on certain date, whatever. You look at the date matching. The date is important. If I say the due date is 14 and I say the display until before that, then will be a small problem there. You can see if you want to track how many people have seen this assignment there, you can do it. Now this assignment also added, you can see the difference. This one will be checked against copying and plagiarizing content. This one is a normal assignment. Basically, student will click on this. If I am a student on that date, see it's not appearing, yeah, it's there. If I'm a student on that date and click here, I can upload my answers to this one. So I can click here, upload my answers, and then you as a faculty will come, you'll find the document that I uploaded, you grade it, and you give me some grade for it, yeah? Now just I'll do one more because I want to do the calculation of the total grade. So assignment, the good thing you do this just at the beginning of the semester. And then that's it. You don't keep doing it every time. So this assignment, and it keep track of it. The student will have no excuse to say, I don't know there is an assignment or when that assignment. These things are all, because all in the system. So we had now 3 assignments done with your first part, the 3 assignment. Now we have a midterm. Now we need to create the midterm. The midterm is multiple choice and true and false exam. Now how I can create one, and here I think most of you know how to do it, but I'll just go into it. Let's create a midterm. How to do that? I need to go into course tools. Yeah, course tools.
And Dr. Ahmed, will they all be housed under the assessment content area? So all of our assessments are there?
Yeah, all of them there. They will appear only when the time comes.
Here we didn't assign yet the weightages. So the points on each of the assignment can be different than the actual percentage of the.
Yes. Yeah. And when we do the calculation in the grade center of adding them together, we can calculate it the right way. For example, if I say this assignment 30% here, but it is actually 10%. Later in the grade center, I will do calculation to calculate it as a 10%.
Okay.
Later. Now, if I want to create a quiz now, midterm exam, what I can do, I go to the tools, course tools. You will come down, you will find here there is something called test, survey, and poll. Now this is one place. The other place, if I am also in the assessment section, I'm still in the assessment section. This is, where is that assessment section here? I can create a test from here. What the difference between this and that one? The other method, which down here, you can create a pool of questions, like a question bank. And then from that one, you start creating tests, which a better way for the long run to do. This one is just one-time test. I create just one-time test and it's there. It will go into the database, but it will not be structured the way I want it to be. So I will do it the longer way, but it will be the right way, in my opinion. So I'll come down here and go into test, survey, and pools. And we'll go there. There are the 3. Yeah. First, I create a question bank, which the pool. Sorry, I'll click here. These are some of the pools that I already have. So I have one here called Learning Outcome 1. It has 16 questions. I have one called Outcome 2, 0, and Test 0. I can create any number of these pools that I want to do. How you name it, it's up to you. You can name it by the topic you're teaching. This is, or you name it by the learning outcome, or you name it by the test. This is test 1, test 2, test 3. It's up to you. For me, I prefer to use the learning outcome, because the learning outcome helped me later to know how many questions I had from that learning outcome. When you come to your program accreditation, CA and others will require evidence of meeting the course learning outcome that are mapped to the program learning outcome. So there is a process your dean, your college will do. When I organize it by learning outcome, it becomes easier for me. Okay, I'll call it learning outcomes 3, but you still can organize it the way you like, and you still can link it to the learning outcome. So if I decided to say here loops, this is this exam about loops in Python, how loops or data structure in Python, for example, I can call it that way. Okay, I can write a description. This is only for me, the description, not for the student. Yeah, because I'm creating a bank. The bank is for me to use it to give the student. So you write anything you need to write here in the pool. It doesn't make difference. Usually I write nothing there, to be honest with you. So we created a pool now called data structure in Python. Now, if I come back later after some time, and I go to test and pools, I'll go to pools, I'll find it here. So this is the one. Now inside this one, I want to start adding some questions there. Yeah. So if I click on edit, I'm here in a place where I create questions inside that pool. What questions I can do? See, there are 14 type of questions. Is it 14? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 type of questions, yeah. We usually use multiple choice and true and false, but there are really very good questions here that you can use. There's some, if you're teaching something scientific, like you're teaching engineering and there's a formula the student need to answer. You can build that formula and Blackboard will change the parameters of the formula and give every student different formula. So we'll make it very rich. So you will have different questions. So this is called calculated formula. Maybe you can look at it. This is similar. There is either or, true and false. You can say there is say questions where you can write a long one. File response means they do something on a file, then upload it to the system. It's similar to assignment. Fill in the blank, multiple blank. So you give them a statement with missing different things and they need to fill it. Filling single blank. Hotspot, you give them an image like an engine or aircraft, and they need to select the right part of that engine or human body, and they click on the right place in the human body. This is called hotspot. So you just upload the image and select the spot that is the right spot, and then if they click somewhere else, they don't get the point. If they click on there, they will get the point. Okay. Jumbled sentence, like this is good for English language. You can structure a sentence in English language by ordering your different thing. Matching is normal matching. Multiple answers, this is multiple choice, but the correct answers are more than one. Yeah, and this is good to test the student knowledge better than just multiple choice when there's only one answer. But anyway, multiple choice, that single answer is there. Opinion, which they have a scale of 10, for example, or 5, and they rate things based on that. Ordering things, there is a process that should happen in a certain order, and you give them the orders mixed up, and they need to order it to get the right answers, so they can do that. And quiz, multiple things, short answers, and true and false. Let's do the simplest one we're familiar with, which the multiple choice, but it's not the best one, but we'll do it now, okay? So we'll say this is question 1. Now here I will write the question. That's just only the title. You can call it question 1, you can call it 1, you can call it anything, okay? I'll ask a question, which of, we say data stuff, of the following allows you to sort which of the following data Python anything, yeah, structure allows you to sort items. Yeah, just doing anything here. This is a question. Now the good thing here, you can add an image. If you have an image, you have so many things. You can add a video, you can add all those different things. You can add here if you want. So there's no issue with that. You can format it, you can do it. That's the question. Now, what is the correct answer? Now let's come here. Now this one is not important. Here is the answers. So the first one is always the correct answer. Okay, and I can say list. Okay, why don't I come with something better? What is the capital? What
The first one is by default, because when I used to plug in the multiple choice, you would have to select from the A, B, C, D, E, which one.
Yeah, now the upgrade, this one, the new upgrade.
They've changed it. That's much easier because it minimizes error.
Yeah, make it easier for you for capital of. Yeah, see, it's always the correct answer is the first one. And because it's going to randomize it anyway. So I think this is the right move from them, making the first one always the right answers. So when you create now, you know in your mind the first one is the right answer. But when the student get it, they will not get it in the same order. It will be shuffled or randomized. Dubai, Al-Ain, Sharjah. Okay, this is nothing to do with data science, but anyway, yeah, it is. It has data science because anyway, you give some feedback for the student here. When the student give correct answers, you can say, for example, excellent, or whatever you want to do to encourage the student, if there is anything. If he did not get it, and you again, those quizzes can be used for learning, not only for assessment. I can create few quizzes for my student just to learn. If he get it wrong, I can link him here to a video or to something to watch and go back and do the test again. If I'm using it for learning, for assessment. So you can give feedback in types of correct or wrong answers for your student. Now this question, you can add it to a category. Remember when I said learning outcome, you can add a category here. I call it CLO1, course learning outcome 1. So this is linked to course learning outcome. So I can later look at how many questions I have related to learning outcome 1. But that's not important. This is optional. All are optionals, okay? And you can add your own note. You can say, I can use these questions only for whatever, note. This is just for you. Okay, you can submit and create another quiz. Let's submit. Okay, and create another quiz. So let's say quiz 2. What is 2 plus 2? We are going very low. We said 4. We said 5. We said 6. 7. Yes. Okay, now I'm done. I'll just submit. Now, okay, assume I want also to add not only multiple choice, I want to add another type of questions in the same pool. Yeah, I can click here and go for example, essay question. Okay, and I'll say E1, this is my first essay. Describe the difference between lists and dictionaries. This is something in the data structure called lists and dictionaries. Yeah. For example, I just have a question for the student. This is an open-ended question. See, because it's open-ended question, it comes with something called rubric, which will help me grade it better. Let me select a rubric. If I have any rubric here, I have something here. There's a rubric here. I'll use it. You will see later this rubric. Okay, so that's another question. Now I have 3 questions in this pool. Okay, I can create any number of questions I have here. You can create. You can upload some questions. Also, if you have here is upload questions. If you have questions in another course, you download them here. You want to upload them, you can upload them from here. You can browse, find it. So if you create a question bank for one course, you can copy it in the other course by downloading it and uploading it again. But let's just be here now. So we create a pool of questions now. Now we have the pool of questions. We need to create the next thing is a test from that pool. So I go back to this one and I'll create a test. Okay, I'll call this one build a test. What are you calling your midterm? Midterm. So okay, I'll call it here midterm. Sorry, I'll call it like that because I have so many midterm there maybe already. So this is the midterm. I'm creating a midterm. So you have there to give some description. You give some instruction to your student. You say you do this, you do that. You have some things that you need to do. You write the instructions here. Now you submit it. Now we created the midterm test, but where are the questions? Yeah, if I go back here now, I'll show you what I have so far. I have a pool of questions which I created called in learning structure. I have 3 questions there. I have another pool called learning outcome. There are 16 questions there. Okay, and if I look at the tests, I have created midterm DEMA and it's there empty. This one I created on this day. So I need to add question to it. How I click here, I go into edit. And now inside, I will start creating question. Now I can create questions directly, but I can reuse questions. Reuse, I use it from the question bank. I still can create questions here, but I can use question from the bank. Okay, so I'm going to create a question set. What does it mean, question set? Group of questions. Maybe I need 5 questions, multiple choice, and the system will randomize for the student and give them only 3. Yeah, so I'll create a question set. I'll click here, question set. When I do that, it takes me to my bank. Okay, you remember I have the data structure here. If I click on it, there are 3 questions here. I have also my learning outcome one has another number of questions. So these are the questions I have here in my bank. Yeah, from this one, I will select maybe this one, this question. Okay, I will go for this question, 3 questions now. I'll go for this one, and this one. So I selected a number of questions. I don't know who's calling me now. And this question, okay, and this question. I don't know what I'm. No, I don't want this one. Standard short answer. This, yeah. Basically, you select what questions you want them to be included in that exam. This can be the same. You include everything you have there, or you include some questions that you want to include, and others you can use it for another test later. You don't want to use it for every questions. So I just go for this, go this. I select anything, yeah. Now the good thing, you can also search for them based on different category. If you tag them properly, you will find different category, but I don't want to complicate it now. Maybe you can come to this with more details some other time. Now I submit, okay? What does it mean? I selected 6 questions. These are the 6 questions. and I want the student to do only 3 of those questions. Yeah, so 6 questions in this set. This is the first set. Yeah, question set 1. I have 6 questions in the set, but the student will see only 3 of those 6 questions. Means everyone will see 3 and the other will see another 3 questions. Now it's important, if you group those questions, they should be all the same level, and it's better if they are all the same type. If they are all multiple choice, you can group them so you don't make one student get a difficult question and other student get an easy question. Yeah, so or different format. So you group based on the type of the questions. Let me delete them and do them again now to show you how I did this. Now I created this set here. Let's delete the whole set as well, so we can start a little bit fresh. Yeah, so I am in my midterm now. I want to reuse some questions. I create and reuse. I say create question set. Now it takes me to my database. Okay, this database I can search. I can select which pool I want to use. I want to use this pool and this pool. Okay. Now I'm going through, I can see these questions. Some of it, if I want to see the question itself, I can click here, it will show me the questions. So before I choose it, I make sure it's the right one. So this was one saying calculate x divided by 5 plus 5, using this one, using that one, and it has some calculation. This is a good question to choose. I will go and choose it, for example. Yeah. So you can see, you can look at those questions like this one, also another questions which I can look at it. So these are the questions.
A question here. You know the points that are allocated for the exam, for example, if it's not 100, it will convert it directly to the when we include it in our grade book, because once I think I had a problem with this also, where I allocated the number of points and then the total was above the 100% ويعني تخربط كل شيء فما بعرف كمان.
Yeah, we'll look at that one. I'll show you what about that. You can convert anything to anything. Anyway, when you look at the question, these are the question types. Now you can, if you want to sort it all by certain questions, this is a good way to do it. So I want to select only multiple choice. I sorted now. I'm selecting only multiple choice together, the 3 multiple choice. Let me stay with that one, or 4 multiple choice. Yeah, so this is the first set now I created. There are 4 questions. I will show you how to do the calculation. You don't mind about that. There's no issue with that one. So there are 4 questions. If I want all the 4 questions, I put 4. Now, one mistake most faculty will do, you add 4 questions, you keep this one only 1. Your student will see only 1 question.
Yeah.
Yeah. You need to fix this one and select how many questions, because by default it is 1 when you add. And now this one, this group, how many points you want to give per questions. Now we need them to select, say, let's select only 3 questions out of the 4. So now we see the total is 30 because giving 10 points each one. If you want to change it, you can make this one say there's only 1 point if you want. Whatever you do here, we can later change it there and make it out of 100, as you see. So let's make it.
But we would have to change it manually, or it's automatically converted to the percentage that we allocate for that?
Yeah, automatically. You can convert it to percentage automatic. Even if you have a of 240, you can make it out of 100 just by one click there. So this is one group set. I need another set where I can give them open-ended questions. Okay, so let me add another set here, create another set. I will go back to this here. Now I will be looking for type of essay question. Okay, there's one here, there's one here. There are only 2. Yeah, so these 2 I will add them there. Why I'm grouping it? Because the weight of each one is different. Now, these are 2 questions, but I want the student to get only 1 questions, and it will be 10 points per questions. Okay, so what I have now here, I have 3 points here and 10 points here. I can make this, or maybe 10 is too much, make it 3 points. Yeah, you can calculate the way you like it. Yeah, we have, so now 2 sets of exam. You can see them here. Set 1 has 4 questions, and the student will have to do 3 questions. Each question is 1 point, so he will get 3 points for the 3 questions. The other set has 3 questions, and this 2 questions, sorry, and the student will get only 1 of the 2, and he will get 3 points. So the total points, this student now will get 6 points if he does everything. I can add another one as well if I want. And let's see what we have there. We will look at calculated formula. I like the calculated. Echo. Someone is having 2 computers on. Okay, thank you for shutting it off. Okay, now we are here. We had 4 questions of calculated. I will select only 2 of them. Okay, and because calculated are more maybe difficult, I'll make it 5 each one. Yeah, so the total now 10, 16 the total. Okay, maybe this is good enough for me, but you can continue creating set. What the beauty of the set you create, the questions within the set will be randomized. So student will get. Also, you can select a number of questions from the set. So here I have 4, I'm selecting only 3. So this way you can get your student getting different questions in a way to prevent any cheating and also other things. Now we created now the test. Okay. Now there are still 2 more steps. Sorry for that. So we had the midterm DEMA now created, and it includes the questions we have. So we started by creating the pool. Yeah, we created the pool, then we created the test. Now creating a test doesn't mean it's now available for the student. You can create the test today that you can use later after 1 month or 2 months. Student will not see it. If I go to the assessment, this midterm is not appearing here. I have to get it to appear here if I want. I decide. I created the test and I want to deploy it. Now, how I do it, I come here and say create. As I did, I created assignment from here. I created Turnitin for me. Now I'll create a test. I click on test. And now I select from here. This is the midterm DEMA. I call it midterm DEMA just to find it because maybe I have many midterm. So if I click on this one, I can now publish it to my student. So we'll say midterm exam. Yeah. And I write here the instructions. Here I need to write details instruction to the student. You are not allowed to use calculator, whatever it is. Maybe you are allowed. You can write the instruction here. You do it in your Microsoft Word, copy it and paste it here. These are instructions to the student when they do the exam. Now this one, leave it as it is. Do you want to make the test available now? Or later? I would not make it available now. I need to make all the setup, look at it. When it's clear, I will come later and change this one to yes. Okay, I'm not going to add announcement now because announcement will tell the student the test is there. I don't want them to know. Keep this one no to do. How many attempts the student can have? You can decide if you have multiple attempts or certain number of attempts. If it's the formal exam, should not be no attempt, only 1 attempt and that's it. So you don't change this one. Score. Score attempt using, leave that one. So we did not If you select this one, you need to decide if there are multiple attempts. Are you taking the average, the last answers, the highest answer, things like that. But usually for midterm, final exam, we don't use this, so keep it as it is. Forced completion is useful if the time finished and student did not submit. If you use this one, it will force and submit it for him. You can give him a timer on the screen. If the exam is 1 hour and you select this one, the timer will appear and the student will see the time is ticking until finished. If you do auto submit, if the time finished, it will submit it for the student. And this is sometimes useful to get that. When do you want the exam to appear on the calendar and on the student? Again, this is the setup you need to do. You say, I want it to appear this time, that time, it will disappear that time. Now, if the test is happening on a certain day, be careful with this. Select the right time of start of the exam, the right end of the exam, okay? And also, you need to protect it with a password. That's important. So students need to be in the class or live to do that. If you want to give the exam, only you have 20 students and you want only 3 students to do the exam in your course, you can select them from here. You create a group and you put them in a group. I want only these 3 people to do the test. The rest of the people will not see even the test. Yeah, and this is good for makeup test or for whatever reason you have. Sorry, you want to do that, okay? Due date and these are all. Do you want to include, this is important one. And here I want to give you an advice on this one. If you select include this test in the grade center calculation, this is good, it will add it to you in the grade center calculation. But don't come back later and change it because it will delete all the grade in the grade center. Yeah, so it's better don't touch this one in my opinion. You shouldn't, unless you do something is not for grade. You're giving student a self-test. They can try on their own, but it's not calculated. So from the beginning, you just remove it from here. So it will not be calculated in the grade center. But if you add it, keep it there because we need it there. Hide result from student. Hide result for this test temporary from student. This is useful because if you are want to hide it, you can do that one. Yeah. This is good also for the final exam, but this is hiding, not deleting. Yeah, if you delete it, is different story. So you can keep it there. So I'll keep this one here for the moment. Show the result. This is again important one. If you do a final exam, if you allow them after submission, this is after submission, to see the result, then that will be an issue because the student will know if they are correct or not correct. Maybe they will pass the answer to other student. I usually do not show score or anything after the exam if it is final. I leave it like that. Nothing is shown to the student. After this all submitted and I went to the grade, I looked at it, it's fine. I can come back and show this one. So it's better if this is a formal exam, don't show them score or don't show them any result here. Okay, after the exam you can show them the result because during, if someone now submitted the exam is 1 hour, someone finished in half an hour, he will see all the correct answer and maybe he will pass the answer to another student in one way or another, especially if they are doing it online at home. Then you have no control. He can submit and go if you think he finished and he sits somewhere else and sending messages to other students with that one, and that should not be the case. Okay, how you want the question to appear? You want them all of them come on the screen, or want them to come one by one? So this is one by one, which is good for the student. You just see one question and focus on it, unless the exam questions are related. Do you want to randomize? This is, you have to select this one. So randomizing the questions is there. So what we did, we created the test. We based the test on our midterm that we created. Okay, and now we will put it here. Now we still have one more step. Now the midterm is there, and it's fine. Now we did not make it available for the student yet because it's hidden. See, item is hidden from student, it's giving you this information. Sometimes you're not sure, it's there, yeah, it's hidden from the student. If I want to show the student, I can click on here and say edit test, yeah, and sorry, click here, yeah, and edit the test option, not edit test, edit test option. And here, this will give me these options I want through. So I want to make it available. I click here, they will be available. See, if I do not click this one, even if the time of the exam comes, and now it's the time, the exam should start now. If this one is not selected, the student will not see the exam, because this has to show them the exam, make it available. If you do this, it will be added to the announcement section of the student. Let's do it this way. And now we can see this test now can be seen by the student. But they can see it, but if the date of the test, again, I'll go back to the options. If the date of the test is not come yet, so assume this test should be on the 3rd and finished on the 3rd, okay? And I made it available to the student. I'll just show you an example now. So this test is available on 3rd, after 3rd, this date. Now, if I look at it as a student, I will not see the test. See, now I'm looking at a student. I don't see it because it's the time did not come. Yeah, so that's important. No, this test, if you want to make it respondents look down browser, so it's controlled by camera, watching the student and doing all the other things, then you need to look at respondents look down browsers, which here, this is, you need to go to course tools and go to respondents look down browser. This gives you more security and control on the test. And all our faculty has used this one before. So this is the test we have, midterm test coming here. I can select now settings and can apply to it, say require respondents look down browser. I will give it a password if needed. Okay, and then I will say require respondents monitor, which will ask the student to use a camera to watch him doing the exam and stuff like that. So as soon as I do this, and I'm not making any changes, if I go back to the assessment folder, you will see the test will look different now. See how it's written? It is midterm, webcam is required, require respondents look down browser. So this student is now becoming official test. Now we created 3 assignment midterm. Okay, how the grade center will look like? We'll go to the grade center.
Dr. Hamad, can I just make a note from my experience with the lockdown browser? Well, actually, it's better not to put a password yourself, and the system itself will create a password.
Yeah.
Because every time if you pick a password and you put it, for some reason it doesn't open for the student, and we start having issues, and they will start asking for your permission or to give them the password. So it's better not to add it or put it yourself, just keep it as is, and the system by itself, it will create one. And every time we make any changes on the test itself, like if you want to change one of the questions or change the options or anything, it's better to go back to the lockdown browser to reactivate it, because it will create an error in the system, and it wouldn't work properly for the students when they want to open the test. So
very good advice. Thank you for that. This is good advice. Yeah, there are two passwords here. One is Blackboard, one respondents. You are right. Leave respondents handle the password for you. And this advice of you change the question, go and rebuild the lockdown is a good advice. Now I'll go to the grade center and see how my grade center will look like. If you remember, my grade center at the beginning had just something called weighted total at the beginning. I didn't have assignment 1, assignment 2. I didn't have midterm. Now let me assume these are the quizzes. Now assume I have one more, two more here. One is in-class activity, yeah. So how I can add in-class activity? It's not really Blackboard. It's a manual. I'm going to add it manual, yeah. You have here something called create a column. These are column, as you can see. So I can create a column. I'll call it in-class activity, okay, and it has 10 points, okay. Now, Dr. Dima, notice here you have something primary display. Do you want to display it as a score or as a percentage? Yeah, this is the one that will help you, but I'll come back to you to it.
Yes.
So we'll do this now. Now we have another column came in class activity. Let's add one more, say, final exam, and it's done project, yeah? Project, for example.
Yes, the final project.
Yeah, final project, and this will be done maybe outside. You will get graded, and then you will come at it. How many points the project?
It's 25%.
Very good. 25%. Okay, and then add it here. Okay, good. Now I want this total maybe to come at the end here and have all this together in a list. So how I can do this, I go here, manage. There is organized column organization. This is interesting place. You look at this. This is the column organization, as you can see, and these items you can. The things up here are frozen. Means they are there. You cannot move them. They will be always on the right. And these are the. This is the total I have here. And the other items here I have. Those shaded like this are not visible to the student. They are not visible. These are visible. So if I want something to appear, I can click here and I can show it. Yeah, but I don't want. I want just to focus on those here. And I can move them up and down as I like. So for example, I want to take assignment 1 and move it somewhere up there and take it even here before the total, okay? And these things you can play with it and organize it the way you want. They will appear there in the same order. Looks like art playing with things, yeah? But let me do this because I want to make them looks nicer a little bit. So I'm dragging some component from not in grade period into the top there, so I can use them for the calculation there. So the presentation, there's no presentation. This should be hidden.
Yeah.
This is mine.
Yeah, that's the only one that is not supposed to be there.
Yeah. So we just doing this thing. The midterm came here. And we have the in-class final project. I think we have a final exam is missing.
Yeah, you had one. The one that you just, yeah.
This is final project. You have final project, or
yeah, but you did the final exam as without doing the importing of the questions. It was there as a title for you.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't create it maybe, but let's look at this now. Final. I didn't add final exam, but do here just final exam, and the final is how many points?
30% as per university policies.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I'm happy to hear that. Final project. Now this final exam is somewhere. Now Blackboard, they need to be nicer with the faculty in a way that they have to make things a little bit more smart, and that's they didn't do that. But anyway, so what done now? This is looks like the table of my course. Yeah, if I zoom out a little bit, sorry, it's not clear to you, but clear on my. So we have assignment 1, assignment 2, assignment 3. We have a midterm, we have in-class activity, we have final project, we have final exam, and we have the total. Okay, now how we can make the total reflect all these things? Now any one of this, like this one, if you want to edit the column, something called edit column, yeah. Why I'm doing this? Because if I want to show it like a percentage, for example, you graded this one out of 130, and you want it to appear to student as a percentage out of 100, you can select here and select percentage. Now, the things we were in the past advising is don't grade things out of 10, 20, 30, all of them grade them out of 100. It becomes easier for you, for the student, and they can relate things. Like someone scored 13 out of 15. If you make it out of 100 by editing the column information, the student will easily understand this is becoming 85% or something like that. But anyway, but this is not important. This is just how it will be displayed. Now, those manual things, you can click and add them. So for project, this student scored 22. This one, I can click on adding it. This one scored 20. Okay, someone scored 20. Yeah, someone scored 12. Okay, and someone scored 10. I'm just putting any number, and someone to 24. So this like become like your Excel sheet. You just enter it because they are manual. Okay, same thing. These are manual. You can do it. The others will come automatic from Blackboard. The assignment, because when students submitted, you go and grade it and give me the score. Will come the score here. Now the important thing, how I can make this weight total reflect the total of everything and calculate it automatic. You just simply come here and say edit column information. Now giving this is a total. Yeah. Okay. Because it has some calculation that I already done here. Let me delete this one, delete this one. Now here I can now select what will be part of the total. Okay. And this is again going back to Blackboard. Here we need to find those assignment 1, 2, 3. This is assignment 1, so I will add it. This assignment 2, I will add it. I want to add it to the total. Assignment 3, I will add it to the total. Then I have midterm, look down browser is added to the total. A final project is added. A final exam is added. And I have in-class activities is added. Now, what are the percentage? Here I can do the percentage. I go back here and say that those all 10, 10, 10, I think, if you want.
All three are 20%. So sorry, it doesn't come out exactly.
20%?
Yeah, the three of them. Yeah.
This is good. You gave me a new challenge, which is very good. No? Yeah. That's good. Let's add a column. I'll go back here to add those assignments and calculate them out of 20. Yeah. So we can add another something called calculated column. We'll use total. Calculated column as total, and we'll call it assignment. Assignments. This one will calculate the 3 assignments and calculate them out of 20. That's what we want to do here with this one. So let's do that. Now this calculated, where is that? Assignments, yeah, these assignments. Let's edit it, and then let's see if there's an issue with it. No, that's not what I want.
It should only include not all the grade columns, right? It should only include the first 3 assignments because it's written include all grade columns. Not sure.
Oh, yeah. This is the total column, yeah. So we'll call it assignment. And what is saying there? All grade columns, no.
Yeah, selected.
So now we're looking for the 3 assignments.
Right.
We'll find this is one. You can add them together like this. These are the 3 assignments. We add them together, and this we will calculate it as out of 20. Okay, that's fine. So we have this new one added here. Maybe only we need to organize it. Where is that assignment? It's somewhere down here, and just take it. So this basically will add the 3 assignment, and we will calculate it out of 20. Okay, let's do now the calculation. Now go to the weighted. I should have pushed it a little bit inside, but that's not an issue. Let's edit column. Now these are the calculations now we're going to do. This our calculations, so we'll remove this, remove this. So we're going to take only the assignment 1, assignment.
Yeah, that one, there it is. Yeah.
Okay, and this will say it's 20%.
20%. Yeah.
Add them together and make them 20%. Now we'll add to it the midterm. Okay, we'll add the midterm. We will add the final 2 finals, project, and then we'll have in-class activity. Very good. I think we're done. Now, what is the midterm again? 20.
The midterm is 15% also for direct.
This one?
25.
5. This as per the policy, and this is 10.
Yes.
Yeah. Now it became 100. Very good. Now,
I hope so.
This one is critical. Yeah. You need to go for no. This they call it running total. I give you the idea of running total. If there are 3 assignments and the student submitted only 2, it will grade the 2 is out of 100. If it's yes. But this one, if student missed one of the 3, he'll get 0 on that one, and will get the marks for the remaining assignment. So when you use yes, any of the 3 assignments will be okay. Use no, that's basically what it is. Now if we do this now in your case, your student will you need only, let me just organize this one before we go, because I don't like it to look like that. I think where is that assignment?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
If the student, he or she, they missed one assignment, the system itself doesn't put 0 for the student and we have to add it manually?
No, the student will put 0 if you do this. I'll show you. If you set this one no on the total, the system will give him 0 for any missing component.
Ah, okay. So we have to pick this the option. Okay.
You have to put it no, yeah.
Thank you.